What's up, Glue Dots? I'm Elaine, the Midnight Crafter. Tonight's craft is a quick, easy one. Wanted to get it up there really quick for those of you. I know I've been doing some of my DIYs lately have been a little more elaborate, a little more complicated, so I wanted to do a real quick and easy one in case you need a quick gift, which you can have it done within, I'd say, half an hour. So if you need a quick little project that looks great and has multi-purpose use, this is the one for you. So stick around, become a glue dot, hit the subscribe button below and the little bell next to it so you can be informed every time I upload a new video. And I think that's about it. And let's get to it. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to be doing is taking whatever glass jar you decide to use, and we're going to be spraying that with, I just happen to have this one with an oil spray. If you don't have a spray, it's not a problem. You can put a little oil in your hands and rub it all over. It'd be a generous amount, and you'll see that in a second. But first, I want to make sure is that whatever jar you choose, that it does not get smaller towards the top. Otherwise, you will not be able to remove the glue afterwards. So it either needs to be directly straight up and down or something that comes slightly larger towards the outside. So if you do use a rounded jar or some type of another container that does get smaller, make sure you only go to the biggest point. So another item, which I'm actually not going to be using this one, but these are new at the Dollar Tree, and I struggled to find this one, but I did find it. And you could do this one all the way up, or you could just do halfway if you want to get sort of the same effect that we're going to get with that one. So that being said, let's get started. Put your spray or your oil, whatever you want, however you want to use, and spray it onto your container. This is going to end up all over my office. Then spread it around. And you can see there's a generous amount on there. You can see that on my hands. And make sure that it covers the entire container. Just on the outside. You don't need it to be on the inside. Okay, once you've got that on, by the way, it's good to have some kind of a towel or paper towels or something on hand because you'll be very, very oily. We'll be taking our glue gun, and make sure you have plenty of glue sticks on hand. It's probably going to use 6 or 7 of them, so have them ready to go. And what you're going to do is start on the bottom. Well, I'm starting on the bottom. You can start wherever you want. It just seems the bottom is the easiest, and until you get the hang of it, that's the part that will be hidden. And just start drawing on your squigglies in whatever manner you would like. Make sure that all of your squigglies are attached to each other at some point or another so that once the glass is removed, it will have some kind of form and stability. I suppose you could try and do a pattern with this, but I'm not sure how much control you will have with the olive oil or whatever oil you use on there, because of the fact that sometimes it can get a little slippery and sometimes the glue moves from where you intended it to be. Also, try not to leave too many little thin glue strips, or glue strings I should say, because those don't look very good once they're spray painted. They tend to look like spider webs or like just, I don't know, not good. So do your best to not get too many of those little strings going along. Take note that when you get to the top of your container, you want to avoid going over the edge of the container because then it's going to be really hard to peel that away. So go up to the edge but not over. You don't need a whole lot of creative ability on this one. If you can squeeze a glue gun, you got this. I will tell you though, boy, it is a workout for the forearm and for the hands. And you can make this as dense or as spaced as you want it to be. Both of them look great, which I'll show you in the end, an example of one that is not quite so densely glued, which does save you on glue sticks, but it just has a slightly different look to it. And just make sure, as I said, that everything is connected somewhere to each other. So your sides need to be connected to the back. Everything needs to be connected to something else. Loading glue stick number 6 in there. And this is not a very large container, so be prepared to go through a lot of glue. Anybody else use your chin to push the glue sticks in? I just don't have a free hand and my chin always seems to be available. So I would say it takes about, obviously depending on how densely you put this on or not, it will take about 7 glue sticks. Okay, once you have it all covered, take a look around, make sure that there are no pieces that are just floating by themselves. Like here, for example, I'm going to attach those two so that nothing is too fragile on its own, has some support of something else. Okay, we're going to let that cool completely, and you will see that once everything, I mean, the jar may still feel warm to the touch, but you'll see that once the glue no longer looks transparent and starts to get a little more of a translucent look like up here, that means that it is ready to be removed. So I'm going to give it a minute or two to solidify and then we'll go ahead and peel it off. So now that it's cooled off and you can see that the glue is no longer clear, which means that it is hardened, you want to slowly peel it away from the container and be a little bit gentle. You don't have to be too terribly careful, but a little bit. All right, and there we have it, completely removed. So before we can spray paint this, we're going to have to wash off all of that lovely oil that kept it from sticking on there. So I'll do that. You're going to want to wash it with soap and water to really make sure all the residue is off of there. And I use my kitchen sponge and some soap as if I'm washing a dish and really wash it thoroughly. But not with hot water, obviously, because it's going to melt the glue. I mean, that's a pretty obvious one. But anyway, Captain Obvious, just wanted to say that. I'll be back as soon as I get this washed, and then we'll get it spray painted. Okay, I'm going to spray paint using my Rust-Oleum metallic paint. And make sure after you wash this and get all that oil off that you thoroughly dry it too. And we're going to let that dry and then we'll finish it off. Such an easy project. So here this is painted and all finished, and I want to just show you one that I had made before, and that every pattern is going to be totally different. This one, I don't have it quite as close together. You can see it's probably used quite a bit less glue on this one, but just really depends on your whatever you're doing that day, I guess. I'm gonna actually try embellishing one of these a little bit just to change it up and see the differences between the two. Now also, this doesn't have to be spray painted silver. You can spray it any color you want to go with any style you want. So let me put some things in here, decorate them up, and show you the final outcome.